Hello, I'm Courtney, and if you haven't figured it out already by where I'm standing behind, today I'm doing the 2018 bookshelf tour! I've been meaning to film this video for the longest time, but I've been very busy, and plus I had to make sure the shelves were organized, and I took the time to reorganize these the other week. They're all nice and ready for you all to show off to the world. I'm so excited! And this bookshelf tour is different than my other two because there's this shelf. You guys are used to this one. You know this shelf. But this one, this is new. Say hello. It doesn't have a name. But I have two shelves, you guys. Not one. Not just this one. But this one. There's two. And I don't know what to do. How does this work? We're going to start off with this shelf over here just because like you all know this one more, and this is like the exciting one because it's new. So I'm gonna start off with this one. Let's just get started with the 2018 bookshelf tour. Whoa! I just missed that high five. Okay, but this is the first time where I've actually found an angle where I can show off this whole shelf and not be uncomfortable or bending over. Wow, look at God. So first we have this is pretty much my Sarah J Maas shelf. There are two books that aren't by Sarah J Maas on this shelf, but like everything else is Sarah J Maas though. I'm gonna start off with the two not Sarah J Maas books just because there's only two, and those books are the Amba and Leasha series by Sahaba Tahir. This is the first book. This is the second one. They're really high fantasy and cool and awesome. I really like these books a lot, and the third one's coming out in May, so you have plenty of time to read these two. They're really great. And then everything else is Sarah J Maas. So first we have my paperbacks. This The Assassin's Blade has a bunch of novellas. This is Throne of Glass, the first book in the Throne of Glass series. Crown of Midnight, the second book in the Throne of Glass series. Airfire book 3, book 4, book 5, and book 5.5, because this is not book 6 in my opinion. And then we have Sarah's other series, the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. This is the first book. And then there's Akamath, A Court of Mist and Fury. And then there's the last one, A Court of Wings and Ruin. And the novella for this series, A Court of Frost and Starlight, is coming out this May, which I'm very excited for. I just made a video about it actually. Next, we move on to the Leigh Bardugo Marissa Meyer shelf because the only books on this shelf are by them. I don't know how this came to be, but it just did. First, all of these books right here are the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. The first book being Cinder. It's basically fairy tale retellings, and this one follows the Cinderella story, except Cinder is a cyborg, and they're really, really good. And I'm not going to take them all out because I'm lazy and I just like don't feel like it. But then in the Lunar Chronicles there's some graphic novels. This is the first one, Wires and Nerve. This came out last year. And then there's Wires and Nerve Volume 2, Go Rogue. I just read this. I literally finished it yesterday, and they're both really fun. They're continuations of the Lunar Chronicles, and they're really, really good. Next, there are some Marissa Meyer standalones, at least Heartless. This is a the Queen of Hearts retelling. You know, there's like the evil Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. Well, this is basically how she becomes the Queen of Hearts. I guess that's how you would describe it. But this is a standalone, and this was one of my favorite books of 2016. Really, really good. But then there's also Renegades. This came out last year. This is about supervillains and superheroes. This is actually the first book in duology. The second book is coming out this November, which is really, really exciting. I enjoyed both of these books. And then we have my Leigh Bardugo collection, the first book being Wonder Woman Warbringer. This is the first book in the DC Icon series. I don't know if you've heard of that, but there are very popular authors like Maria Liu and Sarah J Maas who are writing books about some of the most well-known DC icons. And the first one is Wonder Woman Warbringer. Leigh Bardugo wrote this. I haven't read it yet. I really want to though. And then there is her Six of Crows duology, the first book being Six of Crows, and this is the second one, Crooked Kingdom. These are some high fantasy books, you know, the usual, and they're really good. The next shelf is my contemporary shelf, and this has always just been the contemporary shelf, and it's always just going to be that way, because, like, I'm so used to it just having contemporaries where it's just like, you're gonna keep holding contemporaries. But I'm gonna start off with my paperback contemporaries. The first one being Attachments by Rainbow Rowell, The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight by Jennifer E. Smith, and The French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins, as well as Lola the Boy Next Door and Isla and the Happily Ever After. And then there's My Life's Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick, Just One Day by Gail Foreman, and lastly, It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini. And then there are my hardcovers. The first two being To All the Boys I've Loved Before and P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han, The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertelli, The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, Everything Everything and the Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon, One of Us is Flying by Karen M. McNanus, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, Windfall by Jennifer E. Smith, The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee, I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson, and lastly Landline by Rainbow Rowell. And the last shelf on this bookshelf is just books that I don't really care about. Well, some of them I do, but like a majority of them are books I just like, they're okay. First, I'm gonna start off with this stack of books right here. So first there's A Monster's Calls by Patrick Ness, Prodigal by Recto Ross, The Museum of Heartbreak by Meg Letter, Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins, Paper Towns by John Green, Me Before You and After You by Jojo Moyes, Furthermore by Tahara Mafi, Stealing Snow by Danielle Page, and The Siren by Kyara Cass. Next we have Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge, Looking for Alaska by John Green, The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken, An Abundance of Catherines by John Green, Turtles All the Way Down by John Green, A Fire and Stars by Audrey Coulthurst, Wayfarer by Alexandra Bracken, Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, The Last Star by Rick Yancey, and Carville by Stephanie Garber. Now we move on to the second shelf, and the first two shelves on this bookshelf are recorded. The first shelf is like companion novels, and then his other series, I don't know if you could see them, but they're right there. And I'm not gonna really be pulling any of these out just because this setup is very delicate. So first we have two huge companion novels right here. I'm not going to pull them out because I'm scared of pulling them out, but it's Percy Jackson's Greek Gods and Percy Jackson Greek Heroes. And then there's these three companion novels, Demigods and Magicians, The Demigod Diaries, and The Demigod Files. Then we have my three paperback copies of the Percy Jackson and the Olympian books. So I have The Lightning Thief, The Battle of the Labyrinth, and The Last Olympian. I still need to buy The Sea of Monsters and The Time's Curse just because I own three. So it's like, might as well buy the other two. Then we have these two companion guides, I guess, or whatever. There's Hotel Valhalla Guide to the Norse Worlds, which was for Magnus Chase. And then there's the Camp Half-Blood Confidential from Percy Jackson, and they're just about, like, Hotel Valhalla and Camp Half-Blood. It's like, yeah, it's basically a guide. And then we have my recorded graphic novels. So there's The Lost Hero, The Son of Neptune, and The Red Pyramid. And then we have the Kane Chronicles and Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard series over here. I'm not going to pull them out just because I'm in a very uncomfortable position, and you know what they are. Do I have to explain what those are? Then we have my final Rick Riordan shelf, and this is like all of his main Greek God series. So first there is the Percy Jackson the Olympian series. This is the first book, The Lightning Thief. I'm not going to pull the rest out because I'm just lazy. And then there's his second series, the Heroes of Olympus series. This is the first book, The Lost Hero. And then there is lastly the series he is now working on in the Greek God universe, Trials of Apollo, and this is the first book, The Hidden Oracle. I just love all these books dearly, and it's so beautiful to look at them because it's like from The Lightning Thief to The Dark Prophecy, and it's like, look how far we come. Look, it's beautiful, okay? Now we move on to, like, I don't know what this shelf should be called, like, other series because this is just like all series, I guess. I don't know. First, you can't see some of these books, but I have the first, well no, these are the last two books in the Shatter Me series, Unravel Me and Ignite Me by Tara Mafi. Then there is the Unbecoming of Mayardar series. This is the first book, Unbecoming of Mayardar. Then there's the Evolution of Mayardar. And lastly, the Retribution of Mayardar. And then there is the Selection series by Kara Cash. So there's the Selection, the Elite, the One, the Heir, and the Crown. And then I have two books from the Raven Cycle series, the Raven Boys and the Raven King. This is the first book. This is the last one. And lastly, I have the Legend trilogy by Marie Lu. So then I have like this novella thing called Life Before Legend. And then there's Legend, Prodigy, and Champion. And then there is my other series shelf, but this is like the core three, because first there's the Hunger Games right here, and then my Divergent books, and then we have my huge Ali Carter collection that goes from the Gallagher Girl series, the Embassy Rose series, and then there's the High Society book. I'm not pulling any of these out because like I don't want to, but it's the core three. That's what this shelf is called. And then finally the last shelf is my classics shelf, and I'm not going to film in front of this just because this is very hard to get to, and it's just like I'm not even going to try filming in front of it, so I'm just going to show it off. So like we have some classics right here, like Gone with the Wind, Pride and Prejudice. There's also Hamilton. That's a classic to me. And then we have my Roald Dahl books. Those are all Roald Dahl. Those are my childhood. I love them. So good. So great. But that was the 2018 bookshelf tour, and wow, I can't believe it. I finally did this. Go me, but I hope you all enjoyed this bookshelf tour. If you want to learn more of any of these books, there's like a very good chance I have a book review or even a Goodreads review on one of these books. So like, please let me know if you want to learn more. Like, just let me know in the comments down below. But thank you all so much for watching this video, and I am Courtney, and I'll see you all next time with a new video soon. So I will see you then. So bye.